the highly critical flick fans. I'm Geneva Reese, and on my side is my dad,
Curtis,
and my brother,
Mason.
We're really talking about Despicable Me 2.
Despicable Me 2. It should be a good discussion. Okay, so what are we going to talk about, Mason?
The introduction, the story, acting, special effects, rating, and conclusion.
So let's get into the story. What's Despicable Me 2 about?
It is about an ex-villain who...
He's no ordinary villain.
And a dad.
He's a supervillain.
Supervillain.
Mm-hmm.
He retires from being a supervillain and becomes a dad and a jelly maker. His jelly tastes horrible.
Does he make it by himself?
No.
With his cousins.
His cousins? Minions.
As he wants to hide them, to call them cousins.
Right, calls them cousins.
Yellow cousins.
They look a lot alike, don't they?
Yup.
Okay, so he's an ex-supervillain. He's retired. Now he's living a quiet life, raising his 3 little girls, throwing birthday parties for them, dressing up like a princess and all that stuff. And then another supervillain is coming in, trying to take over the world.
Yes.
What happens?
So, he is trying to take over the world by making these purple guys. Purple.
He wants to
Not
turn the
so
minions
nice,
into
weird.
minions into evil minions.
That are purple, have frizzy hair, they don't look good. It's like a bad hair day.
Yeah, they do look crazy. But before he even gets to that point, the supervillains are trying to take over the world. And then a Gru comes and asks Gru for help.
Anti-villain league.
Anti-villain league.
AVL.
Maybe they ask him for help. And then they come up with this scheme to help catch the bad guys.
Yeah.
And then Gru falls in love with his partner.
Duh.
And before that...
What happens before that?
Before that, he is trying to save them when he says stuff and is not. So he's saying that this man from this Mexican restaurant is the El Macho.
El Macho. So part of the plan is to go into this mall, and in this part of this mall, there's a bunch of suspicious characters that own shops there.
Mm-hmm.
And Gru, because he's an ex-supervillain, is there looking for the bad guys, who they think is undercover. Okay, so what do you think about the story?
It's a pretty good story.
It's a pretty good story. You think it's well written?
Yeah.
Is it better than the first one?
Yes.
How
I'd
so?
say. Because the first one kind of didn't make sense. Like, this guy wants to take over the moon. But first, it starts out with this guy this normal supervillain. Like, he's trying to get this money to take over the moon, and then this other guy tries to steal the moon.
Right.
And then it gets all complicated then.
I think we can all agree that the science doesn't make sense.
Yeah, not at all.
But the story, was
fuck.
the story interesting to you,
Yeah.
Eva?
Yeah,
It wasn't boring?
it wasn't. Well, and another thing is, when they take down the moon, the Earth doesn't come down.
Well, that's true, but that's the first one.
Yeah.
What about the second one? Did you like that story?
Yeah.
So you guys didn't get bored in the movie?
No.
Did you figure out the plot before they finished the plot? You know, sometimes you watch a movie and you know what's going to happen before it happens.
Yeah.
Because it's not
I
written.
felt that.
You figured it out?
Yeah.
So you knew who the bad guy was.
Oh, I was thinking that the director of the Anti-Villain League was going to be the bad guy, but no.
So you thought it was going to be one of those old stories where the good guy's actually the bad guy?
Yeah.
And maybe the bad guy's actually the good guy?
Mm-hmm.
Well, I guess the bad guy was the good guy. Because Gru used to be a bad guy.
True.
Are you confused yet?
No.
Okay. So, story. Eva, good or thumbs up, thumbs down? Did you like it or did you not like it?
Thumbs up.
Thumbs up. You liked it? Eva, Mason, you liked it too?
Thumbs up.
Okay. Acting. So we all agree that in the last episode of the Highly Critical Flick Fans, that the acting in these animated movies is more about the voices.
Yeah.
Did you like the voices?
Yeah.
Which voice was the most interesting to you?
Cruz.
Cruz? Eva, what about for you?
The annoying voice.
Which voices are those?
Cruz.
Cruz is
Professor Ramsbottom.
Professor Ramsbottom. Well, you know which voices I like the most?
What?
The three little girls.
The Minions.
Hot boy?
The Minions, I like the voices because they don't even use words. But you still know how they feel, you know what they're doing, and they make you laugh.
I remember when one minion got stuck in the jelly, its head got stuck in the jelly jar.
Right. And they were making all these weird sounds. And you understand exactly what they're saying. Even though you don't understand anything they're saying.
I want that.
So acting. Liked it, didn't like it.
I
I liked it.
You liked it. So what's next, Mason? What are we going to talk about now?
The special effects.
Special effects. How do you feel about the special effects?
There are no special effects. It's all about the animation.
All about the animation. That's what we decided in the last one, right?
Yes.
Okay. So Mason, tell me about the special effects or the animation.
So, first, in the special effects, some of the times it made me think, oh, this isn't a cartoon. This is actual animation. Like, this wasn't actually drawn out in flat people. These people are actually...
Oh, so it looked
Yeah.
three-dimensional, like you were, like they're real, like things you could touch and grab.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. That's good. Yeah, that's true. They did have, the animation was good enough and made you feel, you could see the depth. You could see the third dimension, even though you didn't watch it in 3D.
No.
Because sometimes in the old animation, it's really flat, like on paper.
Yeah.
So you like this. What about you? What do you think about the animation?
Well, I don't know what you guys are talking about. I don't get you guys. So,
Okay.
well, I thought it wasn't as good. It was in the middle. It wasn't like the
Tintin and Monsters University. Those are top priority.
Well, yeah. See, now you're talking Pixar when you say Monsters University. And that's like comparing High School Superstar with Michael Jordan. Because the Pixar animation was just top notch. You remember when we saw Monsters Inc., they had scenes in there that didn't even look like animation. It looked like pictures, like they were filming real live places. They put so much attention to detail.
Yeah.
But in Despicable Me 2, the animation wasn't on that level.
No.
And I kind of think that was done on purpose. Maybe they didn't want it to look that real. Thoughts?
because it's animation. It's just animation. It's
Just
not
animation?
Like real life animation.
Well,
Pixar, they
Pixar
want it
has-
to be like animation, real life.
Okay.
Pixar has always done that to me. When I was little, when I watched Toy Story 3, that some of the stuff looked real to me.
Right. That's true. Their animation's always been top notch.
Yes.
All right. So moving on to the rating. How do we rate movies?
Pancakes,
On a scale of cornflakes to pancakes, cornflakes being,
bland.
pancakes being.
Yum.
What did you think about this movie?
I thought it was short stack pancakes.
Short stack of pancakes?
Yeah. It's not
For me, probably 3 pancakes.
3 pancakes?
3 pancakes.
Okay.
Homemade
2.5.
2.5
Restaurant.
pancakes? With regular old restaurant syrup? Nothing super special, but just pretty good?
Yeah.
Yeah, I have to say that I agree. Actually, there were some parts in the movie that kind of bored me a little bit. But it
What?
finished pretty strong.
Like what?
Like what? Well, in the middle, when he was falling in love and they were doing all those scenes, there was a lot of dialogue that just was dry to me. And it wasn't witty enough to really keep my attention for the whole movie. But the first movie did the same thing to me, too. So that's just me, though. All right. Well, we got through this one pretty fast.
Yeah.
And since Mason and I saw a movie that unfortunately Geneva didn't have an opportunity to see, we're going to spend just a minute or two talking about that movie. And Mason, what movie was that?
Wolverine.
Wolverine. Now, buddy, tell me what you think about that movie.
Well, that movie was an awesome movie to me.
How so?
Because it made a lot of sense, being like, he saw his past. He kept on, like, he would go to these places in Japan, and he would remember what happened in World War II.
Mm.
And then he would see, like, these people who are from World War II.
And it would flash back to that time. Yeah. I liked it. It was a superhero movie, but it wasn't flashy like some of the superhero movies that we've seen lately. Like the Avengers and Iron Man. It's real flashy and shiny, and it's a world that doesn't really exist.
Like in Superman and stuff. Superman is all... No, Iron Man. Iron Man is all rich. He has this good life. And then Wolverine is a homeless dude. And
living in the mountains with bears.
Yeah.
And he has nice clothes. I don't get it. He's a homeless dude with nice clothes. And he has a motorcycle.
Well, I don't think he's homeless as in broke. He just chose to live in the wilderness to get away from people.
Yeah.
And plus, I think if he needs some money, he has the ability to go get some, right?
Yeah.
So Mason, special effects.
Well, the giant robot and stuff, that was an epic part because it looked really real, even though it wasn't.
Right.
And the adamantium, how the robot would turn, and there would be a flash of light and shining off of it.
Right.
That looked real, like it was metal, actual metal, but it wasn't. It was just a drawing.
Yeah. What about the stunts?
The stunts were awesome.
So the fight scenes.
Yeah.
But you would think, with those claws and all the people that he was slicing and dicing and stabbing and killing,
he'd get tired. He'd get tired.
Well, probably, but there'd probably be a little bit of blood.
Yeah.
How much blood did you see in this show?
Not a lot.
Not a lot. Actually, I think we saw more blood in the Lone Ranger than we saw in Wolverine. So I like the stunts. And I like the special effects. His claws. In some of the earlier movies, when his claws would come out, they would look kind of fake.
Yeah.
Like he had some plastic claws duct taped to his fingers. But in this one, those claws look real.
Like when they would come out of his skin, it looked like his skin would open up.
Mm-hmm. Right. And even when he had the bone claws.
Yeah.
That looked too real. Those bone claws look pretty nasty.
Wait, but if they're bone claws, then why are they silver?
Well, when they're bone claws, they aren't silver. I don't want to spoil the movie, but they have scenes in it where... Because, okay, before Wolverine had the adamantium fused to his bones, when his claws came out, it was just regular bone claws. Like,
I didn't see the blood, anything bloody and no guts and grossness.
right. But after he had the adamantium fused to his bones, when the claws came out, they were silver.
Yeah.
What is adamantium?
Adamantium is a metal. It's a special metal. It's the strongest metal in the world. It's not real, but in this world it is. And it's the type of metal where you have to keep it heated and in this liquid state until you use it, because once it cools and becomes solid, it's indestructible.
Yeah.
And that's what he's made of. All his entire skeleton is adamantium.
So that's why he can't die?
No, actually, he has this power to heal quickly, but he can't get hurt. He gets hurt and then he heals.
What happens if he gets a bullet shot in his head?
Well, before, if he had a bullet in his head, he could still get hurt. But with the adamantium, the bullet would penetrate. The bullet won't get through the adamantium, which is fused to his skull.
So it would like bounce out?
Yep.
Pretty much.
Although in the first Wolverine movie, he does get shot in the head, and
I thought that was the second one, and he gets knocked out. Right?
Yeah, he gets knocked out and loses his memory. But okay, so there's
that was in Wolverine Origins.
Right. Was there another Wolverine?
No.
Yeah,
Other than there was Wolverine Origins and this one.
Right. That's what I'm saying. When I said the first one, I mean the first Wolverine movie.
Oh, okay.
Not the X-Men.
Okay.
Okay. So anyway, I think we've spoken enough. We talked. Wolverine. What do you rate it, Mason?
I rated pancakes.
Pancakes? Regular pancakes?
Yes. Regular pancakes with sugar.
With sugar? Yeah, I'm going to rate it your mama's pancakes. Homemade.
Delicious.
With butter in between. Lots of syrup. Sausage, jelly. I haven't had Panamanian pancakes, but if they're better than regular pancakes, I'd probably rate it that, because Wolverine was a good movie. Not the best superhero movie I've ever seen, but the best Wolverine representation I've ever seen.
Yes.
Yes. Okay, so I think that's it for the day. We rated 2 movies this time.
Yep.
Chock full of information. Information. Did I say that wrong?
Information.
Okay, thank you for correcting me live
Or
on air.
you could have said inspiration.
Inspiration. True, it was chock full of inspiration and information.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes. I can always rely on my kids to help me understand when I've made a mistake. All right, well, live from our home, the Highly Critical Flick Fan Studio, I'm Curtis.
And Geneva.
That makes sense.
And we will catch you next time. Thanks for joining us.